Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, back with another review video, and of course, continuing on reviewing more Christmassy materials on the weekends. And yes, that's right, you read the title, and as was teased in the last review video, something straight from the world of Grim Adventures. And, well, Maxwell Adams, because I'm sure some of you are probably familiar with this other piece of material from Grim Adventures, which, long story short, because they first started off being, like, two segments, two pieces of Maxwell Adams, creations into one, and, they are considered canon. Like, this is considered canon in Grim Adventures, and one of the main characters would reappear and be one of the recurring characters in the later seasons of Grim Adventures. Yes, that being Evil Carne. Yeah, so, again, I'm sure some of you might be familiar with Evil Carne. For any of you hardcore Cartoon Network fans, and those of you like me being 2000s babies, like growing up and, watching anything Cartoon Network, and in this case, Grim Adventures, and if by any chance, one of the other pieces of, Cartoon Network material in the early 2000s, not just Grim Adventures, but Evil Carne as well. Yeah, Evil Carne is very interesting because, it's a rare thing to see that a villain is the main character of a show, and there's not a lot of shows that really do this kind of thing, what Evil Carne is like, and, a very interesting, story, and the main character of this show, who used to be human, but, he died in an explosion, and the only things that survived from him were his brain and stomach, and being put in jars and attached to a big, stupid bear. Yeah. And, the other recurring characters of Evil Carne, from General Scar, Major Dr. Ghastly, and all the others, and also the bear, which being named Boskov. Yeah, I think I pronounced that right. Yeah, because first being a part of Grim Adventures, and the original show that had both Grim Adventures and Evil Carne was called Grim and Evil. And, well, later on and after Grim and Evil got canceled, because those two pieces of materials, they would go on their separate ways, being their own pieces of shows on Cartoon Network. Grim Adventures was getting more attention and was doing more successful than Evil Carne. And, yeah, Evil Carne sadly only lasting for one season. And, Evil Carne would go on to make several cameos. And again, one of the main characters being a part of Grim Adventures in the later seasons, General Scar, being a next-door neighbor to Billy. Yeah. So, okay, so what I'm reviewing from Grim Adventures, and actually this being the only Christmassy episode that Evil Carne did, and, because for both Grim Adventures and Evil Carne, having, say, mostly two, or even say three stories and such, in one episode, just like what other shows like SpongeBob does and such, Yeah, this one, being Christmas Carne. Yep, Christmas Carne. Again, the only, Christmassy material that comes straight from Evil Carne. And we, of course, know, what Grim Adventures had done, doing something Christmassy. Yeah. What Christmas Carne has to offer, and what goes down in this story, very interesting, yeah. And what Evil Carne does, doing evil things and trying to take over the world, of course, yeah. The fact that Evil Carne actually manages to take possession and mind control Santa Claus, his brain in a jar being attached to Santa Claus, and the only one that can stop Hector Carne from taking over the world, but also ruining Christmas, is Rupert the Green-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, interesting. It's not Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, it's Rupert the Green-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah, who's a body-building reindeer, so yeah. But yeah, overall, because, Christmas Con Carne, it's very interesting. Yep. Having to watch this, and, with what goes down in this Christmas special / episode from Evil Con Carne, what more do I have to say? It's very interesting, but good and entertaining and funny all at the same time. Yeah. Okay, so, as always, read the description / the story. Hector and his gang ambush the North Pole, capture the elves, and implant Hector in Santa's head. Yeah, very short, but yeah. Alright, so getting into Christmas Con Carne itself, yeah, because, it's being told, the story, that is, by, a snowman being voiced by Charlie Adler, yeah, because we see this snowman living in a crappy apartment building and by the fire and, reading us a story, that how Christmas was almost ruined and so on. And the snowman himself got to witness this. Coming to the North Pole, everything is going pretty well for Santa and the elves, but all of that is interrupted when Hector Con Carne and his army arrive and ambush Santa, the elves, and the bullets, and the guns are snowballs, but the snowballs can trap them, yeah. And, they implant Hector's brain in a jar, attaching it to Santa's head. Now, Hector has gained control of Santa, yeah. And, what Hector and his army are planning to do is, by putting in mind-controlling devices in the Christmas presents, and very soon they can possibly officially take over the world. First ruining Christmas, and then the world. So, at one point, we see the snowman looking very young and clean and such, unlike how we first see him as he's about to tell us the story, because when we first saw the snowman, kind of had like a 5 o'clock shadow. How is that even possible? He's a snowman. But who cares? It's a cartoon. The snowman witnessing this, and he goes to inform / alert Rupert the Green-Nosed Reindeer, being voiced by, and surely you would recognize his voice, even like, say, when he does voice work and such, Mr. Worf himself, Michael Dorn. Yep, Michael Dorn is the voice of Rupert the Green-Nosed Reindeer. Again, as I said, a bodybuilding reindeer, and how many push-ups he did by counting. And when the snowman pops in and informing and warning Rupert what's going on, that Santa is being controlled, and that, bad guys are gonna put mind-controlling devices in the presents and such. Rupert, it doesn't concern him at first because, a little, homage to Rudolph, because, again, instead of Rudolph, it's Rupert. How, Rupert explains to the snowman, ever since the reindeer, pushed him aside, not allowing him to join in any reindeer games and such, he basically, kept himself shut and, doing a lot of, body work and such and so on. But the snowman assures and convinces Rupert that, he can save the day, and he'll go down in history as the reindeer who saved Christmas. And Rupert just, huh? Now he wants to help, so that's what he does. By sneaking in closely to Santa's workshop, disguised as a Christmas tree, one of the soldiers commenting on, Rupert being disguised as a Christmas tree being the ugliest Christmas tree he had ever seen, and calling out to one of the other soldiers, but Rupert knocking the one soldier out, and hiding from Scar and Ghastly as they walk out. General Scar, having a conversation with Ghastly and such while they drink some hot cocoa, presumably. And, Rupert's sneaking in and confronting Hector Con Carne, who, again, taking control of Santa's body, and, Hector ordering them to stop that deer, and, well, they're no match for Rupert, but even when at one point he is trapped by the snowballs, and Rupert trying to reach out to Santa to, gain control of himself again, and sure enough, Santa does so, like detaching Hector in the jar, and throwing it to the ground, smashing it, and Hector just slithering away, attack, and such, as Hector says, and, well, we saw Boskov, take off the jar, so a new jar is on Boskov, and, picking up Hector, and, I don't know, obviously they'd have an extra jar, just in case, for Boskov, and for Hector being in it, but yeah. Because, by this point, Hector and the rest of the army, they flee in their ship, and, they still manage to steal and take the presents with them, and by putting in the mind-controlling devices. Santa thanks Rupert for saving the day, but it's not over just yet, because Santa asking Rupert, Rupert, won't you, guide my sleigh and so on, and to stop, the bad guys from taking the presents and such, so Rupert flying to stop and defeat Hector and the others, and his green nose, apparently he shoots a laser from his green nose, creating a large hole to get inside of the ship and, to take back the presents. Merry Christmas and so on, and this causes the ship to crash. Well, surely, despite the ship crashing and there being an explosion, obviously Hector and the others are okay, clearly. So, all ends well for, everybody in the North Pole, and, thankfully, Hector, did not, almost ruined Christmas, but he did not, because he was defeated, and still not able to take over the world. Santa proceeding on by, flying around the world, delivering presents, and once the story is finished, and when we cut back to the snowman, by this point he melted, and only his snowman head is still there. That's because he was sitting in a chair beside a fireplace, so no duh. What happened to Hector and the others? Well, we see them opening their Christmas presents, Hector, Scar, and Ghastly, and what they got, like last Christmas, obviously, coal. And Hector saying that, I always liked Halloween better and such. Yeah, well, no kidding, Halloween is something right up his alley for any villain, right? And right before the episode finishes, we get a message that says, Merry Christmas is a trademark of the Xmas Corporation and should not be repeated without written permission. Okay, obviously that's a joke, but yeah, and what a funny way to end off the episode right there, without a doubt. Yeah. Christmas Con Carne is a very interesting piece of Evil Con Carne material, Evil Con Carne doing something Christmassy, and again, this being the only Christmassy special / episode that Evil Con Carne has done, and with what goes down in Christmas Con Carne, just interesting, funny, just all of it. Just what more do I have to say? It's really good. The story to Christmas Con Carne from beginning to end, and with what goes on with the characters, Hector controlling Santa, Rupert, the green-nosed reindeer, saving the day, and the funny moments here and there, and when, all ends well, Christmas not being ruined, and Hector not able to take over the world. Just overall, Christmas Con Carne, a really good piece of Evil Con Carne material from Evil Con Carne and, from the world of Grim Adventures. And I'm giving Christmas Con Carne, why not? 10 out of 10 stars. Yes, 10 out of 10 stars for Christmas con carne. And what about you guys? What did you think of Christmas con carne itself? Any of you that grew up watching Evil con Carne, and if you've seen the Christmassy special that Evil con Carne did, the Christmas special / episode, any other episodes of Evil con Carne that you've seen, which is your favorite Evil con Carne episode, and, you know, and also by watching Grim Adventures and with Evil con Carne, yeah, just overall, what do you think of Evil con Carne's, Christmassy special / episode, Christmas con Carne itself? And with what I've had to say, my review, and yeah, what did you think of my review? Leave comments and give this review video a like, as always. And so, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of Christmas con Carne itself. More review videos are coming your way. They're going to be awesome. Keep looking forward, and I'll see you guys in the next video / review. And of course, continuing on reviewing more Christmassy materials on the weekends. Stay tuned later tonight because, well, we go from Cartoon Network to Nickelodeon, where, let's just say, and best to describe it, a boy genius gets tangled up with Santa Claus himself. I'm pretty sure you guys know what I'm talking about. Again, stay tuned for that. Take care, and peace out.